So I just wanted to tell you guys that my upper respiratory tract infection is still with me. So that's why I'm continuing to do the videos this way. Yeah, unfortunately. I did, however, go to the pharmacy and I picked up some prednisone, which was for a few hours at least helping me to breathe a little bit easier. And what was interesting about my trip to the pharmacy earlier was that there was a woman that was standing next to me that was scheduling her vaccine for pneumonia. And I had no idea that there's a vaccine for pneumonia. I really didn't have any idea that that existed. And, I said out loud, that's interesting. I wonder if I can get, the vaccine for pneumonia because I'm at risk, being that I have so many things going on, the asthma and right now the upper respiratory tract infection, and I have psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis and ADHD. Not that that really has an effect on my immune system. And fibroids and a certain type of ovarian cyst that will not just go away on its own. Plus, I get migraines, obviously. Not as often as I used to, but I still get them. Anyway, so I looked it up, and, for those of us that have compromised immune systems for various reasons, we can actually get the pneumonia vaccine. So I think I'm going to schedule that vaccine. And, I think it's a really good idea. Other than that, I did make it out of this room and out of the house for like 5-6 hours today. And, it was just a really nice experience to be able to be out of this room and, like out of this house. To be able to see other people, to see places, to not be stuck in this room was just a really nice change of scenery. And it was just a really pleasant day for the most part. I mean, like, everybody was super chill, like everywhere I went, like nobody was trying to rush, and like I didn't feel like anybody was stressing, or I didn't feel like any like kind of extreme stress from anybody when I was out and about today. And I just think everybody was kind of like enjoying the weather, enjoying the fact that it was like moderate weather, not super hot, not cold. I don't know. It's just a nice change of pace. And, I won't go into detail about everything that I saw and experienced, but there were some really interesting parts of the day. There are times when you think that a city is going to change more than it has in 10, 15, 20 years. And you go back to that city and like there's been some change, but not as much change as you would have expected. And on one street, for sure, there's like a new multi-million-dollar building. Very nice. From the outside, anyway. Not sure what the function of the building is, but it just kind of seems not really like out of place, but just seems kind of oddly placed. Like all the buildings around it are nice, but not that nice. Not on the same level. Um, so yeah, that was kind of interesting to see this multi-million-dollar building having been put up, and having the buildings around it being very nice, but not to that degree. I don't know. And then I just got to thinking about religion, and I got to thinking about my soccer team, Sunnyvale Alliance or Sunnyvale United, when I was playing on the team of John Nurhila. Um, there were girls on that team that were Mormon. There were girls on that team that were not Mormon. There were girls on the team that were Catholic. We had just a really good variety of people on that team, in my humble opinion. We had Caucasian people, non-Caucasian people, and, people that had brothers that were alternatively abled, or, some people might call them disabled, but very smart. One of the brothers of one of these young ladies, very smart, intelligent guy, even though he was like alternatively abled. And I grew up with parents who said that, they supported me going to church or not attending church. And I did end up going to church with my mother's mother. That's called mormor in Norwegian. And that was kind of like a non-negotiable thing in a way, which was kind of interesting. But I'm not going to complain about that at all. Spending time with my grandmother was always something that I looked forward to and that I enjoyed. There are almost, no memories that I have of anything unpleasant with my mormor or my grandmother. She might have said something like, you should stop fidgeting with your earrings, or you should stop fidgeting with your bracelets or your necklaces or whatever, but that's not really all that negative. Like, at that point, I didn't have the diagnosis of ADHD, and I'm guessing that my fidgeting had something to do with the ADHD. And, I don't wear bracelets or necklaces or earrings anymore, just because of the fact that I don't want to lose them, and I don't want to be like seen as someone that fidgets a lot. I don't know that I would fidget as much as I did back then, but I probably still have some of that fidgetiness in me. And by the way, the church that I went to with my mormor, or my grandmother, my mom's mom, it was a Lutheran church. And really in Norway, people really kind of are going less to the Lutheran church these days than maybe in the past. And it's not like the thing that is like required to do in Norway. More people than not don't actually go to church in Norway or to the Lutheran church. More people actually go to Lutheran church in the United States that come from Norway than people that actually attend Lutheran church in Norway itself. In any case, I did often end up going to church with my friends from my soccer team. And I just really have no negative memories of that either. To me, it just seemed like there wasn't all that much difference between all the different religions and all the different churches that I attended with my girlfriends. And I mean platonic girlfriends that I played soccer with. Like, there might be a few different aspects in terms of, like, with the Mormon religion, or at least the Mormon churches that I went to with my girlfriends or whatever, they seem to really keep Sunday as a day that you kept holy, for lack of a better explanation or term. And I also attended, I think it was a Catholic church with a girlfriend from elementary school, and again, platonic, Jenny Silva. I think her family attended a Catholic church. And, I really just did not feel like there was much difference between that church either and the church that I went to with my grandmother. Again, just very slight differences. So I really, as long as people are not advocating for harming others, I really don't find any fault with people that want to practice religion of any type. So long as it's peaceful, by all means, I definitely support people that want to go to church. Hoping they'd be Democrats rather than Republicans, but I definitely support people that want to practice a religion that is peaceful. On the other end of the spectrum, I have no problems either with people that consider themselves to be agnostic or atheist, especially with people that have attended church in the past and then decide that they're atheist or agnostic. Because I think that people that have attended church in the past that then say that they're agnostic or atheist, they take the values that they learned in church and still keep applying them for the rest of their lives. Like, for example, empathy and, just giving their time and their resources to, like, say, homeless organizations, if you, like, unhoused organizations, I think is a better term, or to, cancer organizations, or to organizations that support rehoming animals instead of euthanizing them. Things like that. I think they carry those values forward with them in life, even when they're saying that they're agnostic or atheist, like if they've been to church in the past. So I really don't have any problem with people that claim to be atheist or agnostic either. I think the vast majority once attended a church that eventually decide that they're agnostic or atheist. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of my take on religion, if you will, or lack thereof in some cases. I don't know. I think that's where I'm going to end this video because I'm running out of steam.